I think she started with me because my favorite word is the F word, frizz. You know, I think that to me, what I love about this particular client, she sits in my chair every day. They're the only client that actually describes their hair with noises. I think sometimes they're possessed, but the other thing that's really kind of remarkable when you talk to Michelle, if you could please this guest, she's got more curl friends than any other individual in the world. So for me, this initiative really speaks to the people. The other thing that I'm super excited about John Paul and Angus's role, it's very diversified. Hair is not black and white. I'm sorry to break this news to you. It's kinky, curly, or straight. And to me, what I love about the broad side of this campaign is anybody who possesses curly hair. Most of you guys know this. I have 2 young children, and my little boy has a full-on Lenny Kravitz afro. When he was a little kid, he used to say, "Dad, I want to look like Jackie Chan." And I thought, how bizarre. That taught me right away as a, you know, when he was a baby, he didn't love what he had. And I think a hairdresser's real honest truth about this is to make people love what they have. Vidal Sassoon created an epidemic called wash and wear hair, and I think most of us know this in the fashion business. The world has been flat for too long. And I think it's time to really go the full circle of the gamut and go into this thing. I think there's something magical about it. The endorsement of the campaign, this viral campaign that we've set in motion, is unbelievable because the people that we really got to make the endorsement. I was on the video shoot at Indelible, and there's times I wanted to cry with emotion when you hear how some people have been through this journey of having curly hair and not really loving it, and then to get to eventually that, when you really think about it, they're the envy of every girl in the world. So curl can come in 3 or 4 or 5 different ways. It can be natural. We can make it with a perm, which we did do on the educational DVD. You guys remember Justin Timberlake was bringing sexy back? Takashi's bringing perming back. And I don't think if you guys know Takashi, there's another individual in the world that could bring a perm back. It's going to be Takashi. We also understand that if there's such a thing as a permanent, then there must be a thing as a temporary. And that's where our Pro Tools being able to artificially emulate curl for the day, kind of like Cinderella. But I've loved this initiative because I think it really talks to the people that we work with and just the testimony as we work with the models that we're doing the show with. When I'm talking about the concept of curly hair, they act like, oh my God, you know me so well. And I think that's every right of every individual that's a professional in my business to sound like an expert. And I'm just so grateful to the marketing department for making me sound like an expert. But more importantly, my clientele. And you know, for guys, Kelly Donahue, where is Kelly? Here I am. She said to me many years ago, I'm going to make you famous, she said, so it's all her fault. Paul Mitchell grew up in an era of styling hair, and we all went through in the 1980s what we call the perm epidemic, and then it became a lost art. And I love that we're producing revenue with service again. I think with Michelle's help, we want to really understand that, you know, we want to make every guest be treated just like the guests that deserve the best. And I think you'll see a lot of that coming through, that we've got an opportunity this weekend with 3,500 hairdressers to really give them as much truth, as much evidence, as much technique, but a little bit of compassion. You know, curly hair girls think every time we cut their hair, well, it shrinks. It doesn't really shrink, ladies. We cut it too short. Yeah, we're liars. Remember last year I played Pinocchio? What a role. That was exactly me. I'm just saying, we're really taking it on full gamut. I think for those of you that attend our class, the first part is like Disneyland. You walk through this beautiful curl world. Then you come into an education. It's about Angus and I in a very small way, but it's actually about 4 individuals. One, her name is LaDonna, and she comes from Savannah, Georgia. She's a lady of color, and she has an expertise like no other. We also joined by my beautiful girlfriend, Mary Como, who is just a beautiful girl that appears on the video that does beautiful hair for us every day. It's a 2-hour show, but I promise you, you won't think it's one-sided about curl. It is everything. It's how you color hair with curl in place, it's how you cut it, it's how you perm it, and it's how you make it artificially using our Paul Mitchell Pro Tools. So if you get an opportunity, I'd like to personally invite to come in and visit Angus and I. You'll love the show that we put together using this vehicle, these tools, if you will. So thank you very much.
Yay.